that on my own. I took 2 packs in a loan, that's 2 tabs open like Google Chrome. Ever see feds in the left, no penalty, man had to stay composed.
Yeah, sorry, I know you didn't ask for all the extra spill, but
it lets me know where you are.
yeah, that's what's going on right now. My condolences, obviously, to the Superfly Eagles that obviously.
That was painful last night.
Well, you said that someone said that they're Superfly pigeon or something. Yeah. That's what they said. I don't know. I'm Caribbean, Jamaican. I don't know. I was just saying because obviously because people say I look Nigerian and stuff, and I take it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying.
We're winning.
Well, pause. But obviously, I'm just saying what they say, innit? But I say all that to say. Nevertheless, 0 complaints. I will never complain because I got to see today and many people didn't. And with that being said, we're live, innit? Yeah. With that being said, and just like that, we're back. MTTE, More to the Endz podcast, myself, Big Cam. I am by myself at this current state, but I'm pretty sure Ghost will be on the way. But before Ghost lands, I'm going to give a couple words to the people. You know the vibes. I heard that apparently people like this. The Mandem were telling me on Endz that they love these little speeches and that. So I'm going to give them. I was just explaining to my bro about the fact that I've banged, 13, 12-hour shifts with 2 days rest in between. And I'm saying it and repeating it again because the last time I did this solo vid thing, I was emphasizing that I am prepared to sacrifice more of my time, my personal time, to meet my goals and my targets. Because let's be real, I didn't have to be here today. You know what I mean? Secretly though, I say that, I haven't dropped, or we haven't dropped regularly on our channel and also on the audio platforms. We haven't been dropping weekly, we've been dropping bi-weekly. I haven't been happy with the standard of output, but also life is real and you'd be stupid to think that I'm going to prioritize talking in the studio and not making sure my money's right. Do you get it? So, you know, but yeah, I say all that to say, nevertheless, love to everyone that still links me in person, still hailing me up for doing the pod, because as I always say, if I didn't get that love from the people in the ends, different ends, I probably wouldn't have that motivation to continue it. But I know that there's Mandem that do listen to what man's saying and do rock with the message that man's putting out. So man just wants to say love for the love. Also, welcome to all the new subscribers, the new followers, whether it be TikTok, whether it be Instagram, whether it be the YouTube page. If you haven't subscribed already, boom, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We always ask you to do these things because if you like the message, you like what we do, and you want other people to come across our content, that's the only way that's going to happen. If you drop a comment, drop a like, follow up the page, tell a friend to tell a friend. But only, as I always say, only if you enjoy the content, if you actually get value from it. If you don't get value from it, then don't do anything I just said. But nevertheless, I'm going to kick off the show like this. Today, a lot of things happened in terms of conversations that I've had with different men of different ages. And one thing that is always apparent, but it's something that I was almost reminded by force today, is that as a man, a lot will be demanded of you, but there'll be many times where no one will say thank you, or no one will check and see if you have any demands or you need anything. And I just want to say a message to the man, them young and old, under 18s, or I say under 18s, you're a man, no. 18 and up, if you're a young man or just a man in general, whatever, and you're making your way, you're doing certain things, you're trying to help your family, you're trying to help your friends, you're trying to build your relationship and that, I commend you, and I want to give you the praise that someone might not give you, because it's a thankless job being a man, bro. There's many things that we do on a day-to-day that, as I always say, no one cares, bruv. And I'm not here complaining about it, I'm just saying, I know how the world works. I know that it can be very, It can be very disheartening when you're jugging, you're grafting, you're working so hard and literally no one says thanks. Like, that's all. I'm not even talking about, someone celebrating you and giving you a bottle and buying you I'm just saying it can be very difficult when no one tells you thank you. But nevertheless, I'm here, and if you're listening to this message, I want to tell you thank you, because a lot of men do a lot of thankless jobs. I spoke about this on my socials the other day, that my little brother was telling me about job prospects, and he was alluding to the fact that some of his friends don't want to do certain jobs because it's not what they want and they don't like it and blah 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 blah. And I had to say, yo, bro, man, them do a lot of jobs. Like, do you think, like, sorry, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but do you think that there's men that really want to be cleaning shit in the sewers, or like climbing through piles of trash, like, or cleaning up the bin outside people's yard? Bare people don't want to do these things, but the man them do it because they know they have to. So yeah, I'm gonna be that guy to say thank you if you're watching this or listening to this. Boom. So as I was saying, yeah, man, I think it's not just the job as well. It's also when family members are asking you for money, or they're asking you to drop them places, or they're asking you to, I don't know, you know, older family members, they ask you to order stuff online or sort out some account thing on a phone or whatever it is. A lot of things that to another person is like, oh yeah, but you should just do it because they're your family or they're your friends, and ain't that what friends do? And it's like, yeah, but every once in a while, and I'm talking as the strong friend, it would be nice if someone reached out and said, yo, are you good? Like, I don't want anything from you. I'm just asking and checking in to see, are you good? Are you okay? Like, have you had a moment to have a moment to yourself? So, food for thought anyway, for anyone that's listening or watching this. What's the other thing that I wanted to chat about as well? This spiritual warfare battle. Listen, it's quite funny actually, because I wake up daily, and whether it be work or I'm around my girl or my friends, yeah, and I'm like, today I'm gonna have a day off from being mad deep and trying to say, oh, did you notice this? And I genuinely wake up like this. But what do you do when you're watching any piece of content and there's things that you just can't unsee? Now, all I'm gonna say is the Super Bowl, the Grammys, the Brits, you see all of these ceremonies. Listen, all I'm gonna say is that sometimes you ain't in a position of, I guess, celebrity, and a lot of people wish they were. Trust me, you don't, bruv. You don't, because from what I've gathered, yeah, the more followers, the more notoriety that you have, the higher anxiety, the more that you can't be a normal person, the more that, essentially, if you're a daily vlogger or whatever, you vlog your life, you vlog your house, you vlog your family, it's the more that you're putting out energy to the world. So at the end of it, what's left for you? Like, people don't deep, and again, this is why I turn up to this camera and chat to people. People don't understand that I'm speaking to someone. I don't even know who they are. They could be in flipping Indonesia right now, but they will come across this. They might stop and pause and say, oh, this black guy, he's speaking with a British accent, whatever it is. But if they listen for a couple of lines, they'll probably go, Raj, you know what? I didn't know he was actually going to speak to me, but I felt what he said, you know? So yeah, man, all I'm saying anyway is, with these ceremonies and stuff, and, you know, there's a lot of things that I see in the media that people get like really up about. And I always bring it back to like, okay, that's nice, but wagwan for your real life. Like, you said, we're in what, mid-Feb, you said you're gonna do bare things. How close are you to these goals, bruv? What have you even done? Like, bro, anyway, I could go on about this, but as I said, I'm not trying to go mad deep in that. All I'll say is, these Super Bowls, these Grammys and all this stuff, don't for a second wish to be in these people's position, because you don't know what they had to give up to get whatever they got. That's something that my mum always taught me about, bruv. Don't, just cause someone said, yeah, I'll pay for you and that, you don't know what money they use to pay for you with when they are saying that they'll pay for you to do something, fam. So not every money is good money, bruv. Do you get it? But yeah, man. Aside from that, there was definitely another message I wanted to say. Well, actually, I can't even get into this message. I'll wait for Ghost to land on that. But yeah, aside from that, like, bro, you see this spiritual journey, yeah? Like, it's quite funny because I find myself noticing things that I never noticed before. The other day I left my mum's house. She lives in a block of flats. I was on the top of the stairs and I could see into the market. And in the market I saw a lady on the prayer mat praying. This was like, I don't know, like 3:30 in the day. I'm not Muslim, so I don't know what time Muslim people pray, or I know they're supposed to pray 5 times and stuff. But what was more profound was not that one person that I saw. It was in the same week that I saw another person, another Muslim lady, who, I don't know, it was like 6:30 in the day or whatever. She just got a mat out and started praying. And I think it's quite funny that I've genuinely never ever noticed people do that, like in London. Like I know people do it. I'm not saying people don't. I'm saying I've never noticed it. But it seems as though that the more that I'm praying, the more that I'm trying to build up my connection with God, is the more that He's showing me instances of other people on their journeys. And I find that, well, someone else might hear the story and think, bruv, is that the big woo? Like, for me it was, bruv, because it's things that you start to pick up on. I was even talking to my boy about certain people that you come across, and just the way that they look, their energy is so draining. They don't even have to speak. They don't look like they made an effort today. They look like they've been dragged through a bush and they just put on whatever first clothes they saw. Don't come for me because I came from work and that, and I was riding a bike. So if I don't look drippy to you, like, eat a dick. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people, you come across them and just their whole aura just tells you that if they really wasn't forced by the fact that there's a cost of living crisis, they wouldn't have left their house. They wouldn't have left their room. They wouldn't have left their bed. I don't want them people around me. I need people with energy. I need people that's going to inspire me. I need people that whenever I see them, they've always got a pep in their step. They always got a mission. They're going somewhere. They're productive. That's what I need around me. I don't know what you need around you, but I would encourage you to find those types of people as well. Because do I want to come for the gal them? Nah, I'm not going to come for the gal them. But what I will say is this. People notice when you take, what's the word I'm looking for? You take, I don't know. People notice when you place importance on your image. And I mean in terms of if you place too much importance on your image and you're quite superficial and you post pictures, as I said, that, you know, filtered and don't look even remotely like you, and they see you in person and they think, who the hell is that? People notice this stuff. People also notice super disciplined people that, I know a few people that are well into their 50s, they've been training for 30 odd years and they've got a better body than I do because I just don't have the level of discipline that they do, but they inspire me. Like, shout out to my guy Big Paul, he's coming on the pod soon. But the point I'm trying to make is, anyway, people notice. Whether they say anything to you is a different question, because I know that there's been conversations about me in terms of, rah, like, he's got this, or rah, every time I see him, he's got that. And these people, they don't necessarily relay the stuff to me. It's usually other people that say it back to me. But the point I'm trying to make is, take pride in yourself, fam. Like, man's got the wavy fresh trim. I literally came from the barbers because I actually give a shit. Whoa, I give a shit about myself, but I actually give a shit to make an effort on the pod. Like, yeah, I'm really trying to not over preach today because I'm running on low fumes as it is. But what I will say is, take pride in your image, innit? It's important, and people respect the discipline that you put in. People respect people that respect themselves. Do you get it? So, yeah, that's where we're going with it still. Aside from that, though, I mean, a bit random, but I will let the people know that I also got hit by a bike. Random as hell, and I probably only told about 3 people this. But yeah, I got hit by a bike, and fortunately, I'm obviously still here, still survived, still sturdy, still a chocolate man. But the point I'm trying to make is, I genuinely don't know if I wasn't on this spiritual journey. I was going to do quotation marks, but it's not quotation, this is real life. I don't know if I was on that spiritual journey, if God would have been covering me to the extent that he was. I have to guess and pray that he would, because my mum prays for me and my people, my missus, like, everyone prays for me. But Man got hit by a bike. And the craziest part about getting hit by a bike, aside from the fact that I've had family members pass away and also family members get like severely injured from getting hit by a bike, is that I got hit by a bike, felt zero pain whatsoever. It wasn't a crazy impact, that's the truth. But in fact, the guy that was on the bike seemed more shaken up than I was. The guy that was on the bike seemed more potentially injured than I was. And all I can put that down to is God, bruv. That's the reality, because I think it was about, I want to say last week, Friday, and it was mad wet, it was raining, I had a big rain jacket on, but my rain jacket, the hood is quite massive because I've got fur and it covers the fur and whatnot. But anyway, I folded it and I put it over my head, and I put it over my head to the point where my peripheral vision is kind of obscured. So naturally, being a man with purpose and trying to get to work on time and blah, 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 I've rode the bike. It was a line bike. Rode the bike. I've beat the traffic light. Probably should have stopped. That's the truth. It's my fault if anything really did happen to me. I should have stopped. I didn't. Turning a right and then boom, hit by a bike. But I'm still here to tell the tale. And I say that to say that man's built different. Man's genetics are different. In fact, let me speak on that still. So on a normal day, man wakes up at 5:30, latest 5:45, and this is if I'm on a day shift and I'm going to work, yeah. I've been doing this for at least 6-7 years. I am not a morning person, but I do this because I have to do this. I've got goals that I need to achieve. But the reason why I bring that up is because when I look at my mum, she's the same. She might not have work for a whole week and she still wakes up at like 6 to like cook food and marinate it for the evening and all of these things. Like, she's just an early bird. My dad is the same. It doesn't matter what time he went to sleep last night. If he has to be up at 8, he's going to be up and out at 8. And my granddad, he's a farmer. He's been getting up early. That's what he does. So I'm saying all that to say, you see the genetics in your family, people, I'm not going to lie and say people don't understand that their genetics make them up and their characteristics and stuff. But what I'm saying about me, Big Cam, yeah, is that my genetics are different, bruv. Man's built different. Man don't get cold like that. And I know it's because of the work that I do, the food that I eat and the diet that I have. But I'm more saying, genetically, man's just built different, bruv. Like, which leads to my mindset. It leads to that get up and go spirit. It leads to that glass half full mentality. Like, I've never heard my mum complain about the fact that she has a job. I've only heard her complain that she might be tired, but I've never heard her complain about the fact that she has a job or that she has to pay rent. Or, don't get it twisted, she's obviously going to complain about like, you know, it's me one, I got a pattern, da da da. But what I mean is, she's never complained about having a good problem. So just a little word for the people that sometimes you might be complaining about, oh, I got to pay rent, I got to pay my car finance, or I got this bill due, or I got debt, I got this loan, oh, I owe someone 5 bills, I owe someone a bag. Da, da, da. Listen, be grateful that you are even in the position to have such a good problem where someone can borrow you money, or that you have a roof over your head and you need to find the money for the rent. And I'm not trying to trivialize this. Genuinely, be grateful that you have such a good problem. Like, I know that I laugh sometimes because I be thinking about my mum. My mum's got 4 boys, bruv. When we're all done having our kids, she probably have all like 20 grandkids and that. These are good problems to have. Sometimes we're too quick to like, I've got this, but I'm doing this podcast. I got work in the morning. Bruv, I'm grateful, bro. You ain't never gonna ever hear me complain about nothing. I ain't gonna complain about nothing at all. I will vent. I'm at Express. I'm a little bit tired. I'm running on low fumes. I'm hungry. I haven't sorted out dinner. I haven't eaten since 12 o'clock today. It's 8:30. But I will never complain because God let me see another day, fam. You see, once you clock that, gratitude is a life hack, bro. I can't lose. I genuinely can't lose. So yeah, man. I had to drop them words there, fam. There's a lot of A lot of things going on, and even the spirit of complaining and, you know, feeling down and depressed and stuff. I'm not here to clinically diagnose people. I can only speak on my own experience. I've been depressed before. I believe it only lasted for about a couple of weeks to like maybe a couple of months. And it coincided with the fact that I wasn't working. I think I was on job seekers or about to apply for job seekers allowance. For those who are not from the UK, job seekers allowance is money that the government gives you because you're broke and you don't have a job. But yeah, I was down, I was depressed, it was dark, I used to close the blinds and all this stuff. But I say all of that to say, as soon as man got into the working world, as soon as I started to work out and train and go and search and seek new experiences, new people, new energies, I've never been depressed ever again. I've had bad moments, I've had bad times, I've had low months, I've had low periods, but I've never ever been depressed. That was 11 years ago. I've never been depressed. I believe, and I'm going to talk more about this when Ghost lands, I believe, especially with men, because let's not forget, and we spoke about this numerous times on this pod, but not for a while, men are the biggest victims when it comes to unaliving yourself. And a lot of that comes from depression, that low self-esteem, not feeling like you've made it at a certain age, especially if you're coming from the ends or the hood. For some reason, you're supposed to be on $250,000 by the time you're 19. It's the dumbest shit ever, but these are the things that is drummed into your brain. You see people that's living a lifestyle that they will not, trust me, they will not be able to sustain. But because they're your age and they're living this lifestyle, you just start to feel less than. And I've been there. But I'm here to say it to any person out there, young, old, man, woman, child, just understand that tomorrow is another day. We go again. Do the best you can. Take one step at a time. Just put the left foot in front of the right foot. I pointed to my left and then pointed to my right, but you know what I'm trying to say. In fact, it's on the camera, so it would probably be the left. But yeah, just keep going, bro. Just keep going. And as I say this to you, whoever's watching or listening, I'm saying it to myself. I will always say this because I talk to myself on the Kevin Gates thing. As he says, all geniuses talk to myself. And I genuinely believe that, bro. Like, 1 second, actually. Benga, do you talk to yourself? Yeah, sure. You actually do? And I would regard Benga as a very intelligent person. So there is power in saying things out loud. There's power in writing things down, reading it back, seeing your thoughts in, I guess, 3D, but because what is I understand that it's hard to envision stuff, which is why I do love Snapchat memories when it reminds you that before you know you got into the soft life, you used to have a certain body, or before you was gallivanting, you wasn't really up like that, and you didn't really have money, and you found excitement in very basic things, like just playing football with the Mandem. Do you know what I mean? Just going for a Chinese. Like, I like to not reminisce, but I do like to be reminded of the simpler times when I had less problems. But I also like to take that and use it as fuel to say, right, what's my life gonna look like 5 to 10 years from now? And that's always my thing. I do live in the moment, but man always has to think, but what's my life gonna look like 5, 10 years from now? Am I gonna be happy? Am I moving towards these goals that I say to you on camera that I envision, and these plans that I've said that I wanna do? Am I moving towards these goals, or am I really stagnating? These are questions that you have to ask yourself daily as well, because I know how it goes, bruv. You can get into that rat race, and before you look up, now it's mid-Feb, as I said, and you ain't even one step closer to your goal, bruv. But you see me though, yeah? I will be, yeah? I've been on this vibe where I'm trying to burn 1,000 calories every day. Whatever that means, whether that be going to the gym, working out, playing football, cycling. I'm trying to burn minimum 1,000 calories every day. Do I burn it every day? No, I don't. Do I burn it 6 days out of 7? More often than not. And I'm saying that because you have to, it goes back to having that self-respect. You have to set a certain standard for yourself. And it's only when you set the standard, especially your gal them, you lot can take a lot of word from this. If you set your standard, man have to adhere to it. Now, obviously, the caliber of person that you get, it may vary depending on your own individual self. But there is nothing wrong with setting a standard and saying, Raj, you know what? I ain't tolerating no low vibrational person that ain't gonna think ahead and have a vision for me as a woman. I'm speaking to the women. There ain't nothing wrong with saying that. But also, a lot of gal will say, I'm doing the work. But are you doing the work though? Or did you just get a quote from an Instagram page, reposted it and said that you're doing the work? Like, are you meal prepping? Is that's what you're on? Are you switching the career field that you're on? This is another thing as well, and I'm just gonna have to be real and say it. A lot of gal, you are young. You might even, I'm gonna say, let's say you're under 40. I'm still gonna regard you as young, but let's just say you're under 40, yeah. A lot of gal believe that they've got all this time in the world to secure their man or their husband or whatever, yeah. I am here to tell you, you don't have nearly as much time as you think. The things that a lot of chicks seem to think that Mandem, especially of my ilk, yeah, my ilk, the things that a lot of gal think that they can get away with and that a man like me is gonna tolerate, bro, the ship has sailed for you already. Now don't get twisted. If you do certain other works on yourself as a person, humility, trying to figure out how can you be of service to your husband as well, because I notice a lot of people are very self-indulgent, and all they're thinking about is what I can get. I need a man that does, I need. What are you, yes, I said it with my gap tooth. What are you going to provide to that person that you say that you really, really want? What are you going to provide? Yeah, he's downstairs still. Yeah, man, just a reminder. And the crazy part is, Gallem, as I say this, yeah, remember, I ain't looking no gal. And even as a man, I could have been single until I'm 50 odd and then get a wife and kids and be a man with family all when I'm 50. I ain't even 30 yet. So I'm saying this to you lot to say, please make sure you're doing this work that you say you're doing. Genuinely do some work on yourself as a woman and figure out what value can you bring as a wife if that's what you want. But I'm gonna leave it there because Ghost has just landed. We'll get back into this still.
I never got put on a graph or a stack, did that on my own.